What's up everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to be going over my top 5 list of new comic book day, December 29th, 2021. Typically I would be doing my top 10 list, but it was an extremely light week. I only picked up 6 total issues. You guys already know I just got done moving as well, so my pull list isn't completely updated. I missed out on May's book, and my shop did run out of Swamp Thing too. I was planning to pick it up, so instead I've got some awesome Omnis I'm going to be covering. But before I get started off on any of this stuff, if you are new to the channel, I drop weekly comic book content that's going to keep you up to date on all the latest releases. So if you don't want to miss out on that, be sure to hit the subscribe button down low and the little bell to get notified. Every time I drop new content, you won't regret it. And now without further ado, let's get started on all these books. So I hope you all are having a fantastic day so far today and you were able to get all of your new comic book day issues. Sadly, it was an extremely light week. I missed out on May's book, the Swamp Thing issue. My shop did order them for me, so I am going to be getting them at some point. I only managed to grab 6 issues, but before I get started off on any of those books, I'm going to be showing off some of these awesome Omnis I recently picked up. I'm not going to be taking the dust jackets off any of these like I did for the last video. If you recall from that one, I talked about how some Marvel Omnis, they don't actually have anything on the book itself. It's just a black book with whatever the title is and the volume is just on it. And that's how all 3 of these are. So the first one I'm going to be showing off first, I got this one for a hell of a deal. It's very damaged though, but I'm really happy to add it to my collection. We've got the Astonishing X-Men. This is volume 1 for it. This one covers X-Men 1 through 24 and giant size Astonishing X-Men issue number 1. That's the front. Moving along to the side, as you can tell, there's just not a lot of issues in this one. And like I said, it is damaged. I got it for an awesome deal, so I'm really happy to add it to my collection. This next one, man, I'm so happy. My dad gave me this one just to read, but little does he know, I'm probably going to end up keeping this one. We've got the Silver Surfer Volume 1. This is so cool. I'm so happy to finally have this one in my collection. This one collects Silver Surfer issues 1 through 18, the Fantastic Four Annual issue number 5, and Not Brand Etch issue number 13. There's the front. Moving along to the side, and now here we got the back side for it. Next one, and this is the final Omni I'm going to be showing off today before I get into my top 5 list. This one's actually not even opened yet. I didn't have an opportunity to check it out. But we've got Giant Size Defenders, Volume 1. This one was actually from my dad as a Christmas gift, so I'm really thankful for that one too. This one collects Doctor Strange, issue number 183, The Submariner, 22 and 34 and 35, The Incredible Hulk, issue number 126, Marvel Feature 1 through 3, The Defenders 1 through 19, and Giant Size issues 1 and 2. And now finally, we've got The Avengers 116 through 118 and material from The Avengers issue number 115. So there's the front. There's the side of the Omni, and now moving on, we've got the back for this one. So those are all the Omnis that I recently picked up. I'm going to get started on that Silver Surfer one ASAP. I cannot wait to read the full story, but now let's talk about this top 5 list. So as I was saying before, it was an extremely light new comic book day to finish out the year. I missed out on a couple issues, and since I only picked up a total of 6, I decided to do a top 5 list instead of a top 6 list. So with this one that did not make the top 5 list, I'm not going to be going too in-depth with it. And as always, just be aware, I get really excited talking about some of these comics, so there's probably going to be spoilers. I'm going to put a little spoiler tag at the bottom once I get into the issue itself, but just be aware, skip forward to the next one. So this first one that did not make the top list, it was Marvel's The Death of Doctor Strange, issue number 4. I was really high on it in the very beginning. I thought the whole mystery of who killed Doctor Strange was really cool. Then they started going a little bit different a direction. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. And as the series progressed, now that we're on issue number 4, and let it be clear, I did not read any of the tie-ins besides the Strange Academy one, and that's because I love the Strange Academy series. But I don't know, I'm just really not enjoying it that much. It's just not what I thought it was going to be. And everything that's happening, I'm going to be honest, I just don't feel like I really care about it. It's not that interesting, and I'm kind of waiting for it just end at this point. I think there's only one more issue. If you are reading this series and you are reading the tie-ins as well, let me know what you think about it down low, because maybe I'm missing something. Maybe those tie-ins actually play a big role to this series. But for those reasons, didn't feel like putting it in the top 5 list. So now let's talk about the real list. All right, so to kick this top 5 list off first, we've got coming in at number 5, this is Marvel's The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 83. This is cover A. I knew the time was coming. There's an amazing Spider-Man issue every single week, but I thought to myself, it's been incredible. I think this story has been fantastic so far. I love what they're doing with Ben Reilly, and the fact that Peter Parker actually isn't gone or dead like they were kind of hinting at in the very beginning. They've got a lot of material to work with. But some of these issues, not a lot of stuff is happening, and this is one of them. While it's not really that bad of an issue, even though it did get number 5, if I had a full top 10 list, it'd still probably be around number 5, depending on how obviously the other issues were. But this one, it focused mainly on Peter Parker, and I really like what they're doing with his side of the story right now. He's dealing with a lot of inner problems. He's trying to work through them. So that's pretty much what this entire issue was. We got to see him, put on the old suit. He was Spider-Man for a little bit. We got a little bit of action too, but I just like how they're kind of rehabbing Peter Parker right now, and I'm really excited to see where they go with this story. Last issue was a little bit slow dealing with the Peter Parker stuff. This one really wasn't that bad, but going forward, I still have very high hopes for this series. So for those reasons, we've got The Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 83, coming in at number 5. Next up this week, we've got coming in at number 4, this is Images, Ice Cream Man, issue number 27. This is cover B. This was a pretty interesting issue. I didn't hate it. I thought it was going to go a different direction based on the beginning, so this is going to be a little bit of a spoiler, but when you saw the cockroaches kind of talking and then the one started turning into a human, I actually thought it was going to be one of those at the very end of the issues, like a holy crap, that just happened type of moment. I thought it was going to be that he was kind of homeless the entire time, and that's how society treats the homeless people, but it went a totally different direction, and it really wasn't that bad of an issue. We have our main character, and he did kind of evolve from a cockroach, but the cool thing was that he was talking about how simple his life was as a cockroach. All he had to do was survive and eat, and then they started talking about all the problems that people have in their real lives. Bills, family, mortgages, and all the problems just keep adding up and adding up. And then we saw him at work one day, and that's when everything kind of took off with this particular issue. Let me know what you thought about it down low, but for those reasons, we've got Ice Cream Man, issue number 27, coming in at number 4. Next up this week, we've got coming in at number 3, this is Image's brand new miniseries. We've got Stray Dogs, Dog Days, issue number 1. This is cover A for it. And while I did like the issue, honestly, at the same time, I was very disappointed in it. It's not what I thought it was going to be, and we talked about it in my live stream on Tuesday that I do with Rex. We do a discussion of all the upcoming books and the ones that we're really looking forward to. This one, a lot of people were commenting saying they think it's going to be a cash grab. It had like 65 different exclusive covers. There's a cover A, cover B. I believe there's a 1 in 50 incentive variant as well, but with all those together, it comes out to about 65 total covers, including the exclusive. So a lot of people are saying, I think it's going to be a cash grab. I don't think this issue is going to be nearly as good as that first series, and I really agree with that. I did like the issue. I like what they did with the dogs, but it's not what I wanted. So with this issue, we saw all the different dogs and just kind of what happened to them and what led them to be with that person from the first volume. I really don't want to spoil too much if you haven't read that because it was seriously an incredible comic book series. This one though, I don't know. Didn't hate it, didn't love it. To me, it definitely felt like a cash grab. Let's talk about this one a little bit more down low in the comments section, but for those reasons, we've got Images, Stray Dogs, Dog Days, issue number 1 coming in at number 3. And here we go, we're down to the final 2 issues of the week we've got coming in at number 2 this week. This is Marvel's Devil's Reign, issue number 2. This is the connecting variant, and I know I just got done talking about how I'm not a huge fan of the Marvel events, the Death of Doctor Strange series right now. This has been absolutely fantastic. I know it's only 2 issues deep, but what they're doing with this series so far is just, it's so good. You gotta check it out. Between the artwork, the pacing of each issue, and just the plot and character development. I love seeing how all the heroes are interacting with each other. This series right now has a ton of stuff happening. We've got Wilson Fisk. He's implementing the new laws. Basically, if you're a superhero, you're going to get arrested. And then besides that, there's a whole nother plot point that he's trying to do. They talk about that one a little bit more in this issue. But then we see all the different heroes kind of coming together. Some of them are still off doing their own things, but like I said, for as much as going on with this series so far, they're handling it very well, and I'm loving it. Highly recommend it. So for those reasons, we've got Marvel's Devil's Reign, issue number 2, coming in at number 2. And this is it, my number 1 read of the week. We've got coming in at number 1 this week. This is Marvel's Timeless, issue number 1. This is just a one-shot. Now, before I get into this actual issue, what I thought about it, this is going to be a spoiler. So this is the Humberto Ramos variant, the Miss Minutes variant. This is the first cover appearance of Miss Minutes. However, that character is not in this issue. Do not overspend for that reason. There is another first appearance of a different character, and honestly, I thought they did a pretty good job with that character. I like the interaction he had with Kang the Conqueror and some of the other characters later on, but going forward, I really don't know if he has a place, so this could be maybe a one and done for that character. So with that being said, it's selling for a little bit more on eBay right now. I think last time I checked, it was about $15 to $20 plus shipping, and that's what it was selling for. And I know some LCSs are upcharging this variant cover a little bit too, so take that for what it is. Miss Minutes, while it is the first cover appearance, that character does not pop up in this issue. Now, as far as this issue goes, it did get #1. I had very high expectations for it, and honestly, it was phenomenal. I loved it from the start to the finish. I love what they did with Kang. That other character that I'm not going to be talking about, that was the first appearance. And what they did towards the end, I'm telling you, this was overall such an incredible issue between the artwork, just the plot development. I love what Marvel is doing with Kang right now. They're definitely trying to get everyone a little bit more in touch with who he is as a person, setting him up for the MCU. And I really like the preview that they kind of did in this issue too, seeing where a lot of different things are going with Marvel and the comic books, some of the stuff that people have been seeing online, and this is going to be another spoiler. If you saw the Punisher, he's got a new emblem. I'm just saying, it might not actually be what we're all thinking. This was seriously such an incredible one-shot. Congrats, Marvel, on this. You have a home run. So with that being said, we've got coming in at #1, taking the crown this week for the final new comic book day of the year. We've got Timeless, the one-shot. So what do you guys think about this final new comic book day of the year? Very small week. I did miss out on May's book, The Swamp Thing from Jeff Lemire. I'm going to be getting them at some point. But other than that, a lot of these issues that I picked up were fantastic. Marvel, you did a great job on most of your books. ASM, you're releasing it every single week, but I'd say so far you're still doing a pretty good job. But man, that Timeless one-shot was absolutely phenomenal. I want to talk about it more with you down low, but also, what issues did you pick up? Which ones do you think I missed out on? I want to know what your thoughts are on that too. So with that being said, thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. And if you don't want to miss out on any of my upcoming content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down low and the little bell to get notified every time I drop new content. You won't regret it. And I've got 2 more videos sitting off the side here with more of my comic book content. Click on one of those and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.